What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are having a great day as always. Today's video, what I want to talk about is flip flopping between Suboxone and opiates, whether that be painkillers or worse, heroin if you're doing that. I have no experience with that, so I can't say what exactly that's like, but from what I've heard, it's the same thing pretty much as taking painkillers, lower tab, it's all the same shit. So where do I start here? So probably maybe a couple years ago, um, I had experience with flip flopping and taking, say, Suboxone, trying to take Suboxone just to get clean and sober, and when that would run out or I wouldn't be able to get that from an unreliable source, then I would be forced to go back to painkillers. And that is a dangerous, and I'm not saying that's the only reason, of course. When you take painkillers, you want to experience the euphoria and happiness, especially if you're going through shit in your life. It's your easy way out. And I just got to say that if you are currently doing this, you are not ready to come off Suboxone. And um, more importantly, what I would suggest is if you are still doing that, you need to find a solid source of legal Suboxone that you're getting prescribed to you. If you guys are having trouble getting Suboxone, if you're getting it illegally, there are tons of doctors and psychiatrists that can prescribe this stuff to you and they want to help you out. So I know you're probably ashamed to go to the doctor or the psychiatrist. Just search on Google Suboxone doctors, and they deal with this shit every day, all day long. For me, it was scary. It was embarrassing to admit to a health professional that I'm struggling here, and I'm getting Suboxone. I want Suboxone, but I'm currently getting it illegally, and I want to do it the right way. And, so that's what I did. And that stress of not having to worry about getting your next strip or two or five or whatever you're getting, that is such a hard part and stressful part of this process. And as I mentioned, if you're still messing around with painkillers, you're still seeking that high, that euphoria, even if you're still flip flopping just to avoid withdrawal, you're not ready to start coming off and tapering off Suboxone. You're not ready for that. You need to stabilize on Suboxone. You need to not have any cravings for painkillers, because if you do, the second you're going to get off, you could do a rapid taper, a cold turkey off Suboxone, and you're going to feel like shit. And say you're not able to get that, you're going to go right to whatever you were taking before. And that's how a lot of people end up dead or brain dead or killing somebody, overdosing. Please, you guys, listen to me. I'm not trying to preach, but do not do that. Do not risk that. I've seen far too many people lose so much of their life, if not their entire life, from doing stuff like this, because they'll go back to their old dose. Your body's not used to it because you've been taking Suboxone for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, and then you think, hey, I'm just gonna go right back to my old dose, and your body's like, bam, dude, what the hell? Kicking my ass. Shuts down your breathing, your brain, whatever. You're dead. That's it, dude. Your family, your kids, your animals, they're left without you, all because you ran out of Suboxone and you went back to whatever you were taking before. That's how so many people die or get in car accidents because they're driving and it hits them and they're so out of their mind that they just shut down. So I know this kind of sounds like I'm preaching, but that is a major reason to know if you're really truly ready to start getting off of Suboxone. And that for me was my my thing. There was so many times I would recall, not so many times, plenty of times Sorry, I'm not trying to laugh, but I remember taking Suboxone one day and then the next day taking pain medication. And I was lucky because it didn't send me right into withdrawal, you know. But what it did do was waste an incredible amount of money and just risky stuff that comes along with that. And I remember I was sitting there, I was like, what the fuck? I don't feel anything. Literally, it blocks. If you think you're going to take Suboxone one day and then get take pain medication the next, you're in for a rude awakening. And that's if you're lucky enough not to go into withdrawals. Uh, Best case scenario, as it was for me, I just didn't feel anything, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I literally just wasted this money, this time getting this or that, and oh my gosh, yeah. So I'm so thankful that I don't have to deal with that shit. I have no cravings for any pain medication. I don't even think about it, you know. And to be honest, I could, even if I did think about it, I'm in a position now, and I intentionally moved away from the state where I knew people that could get stuff, that would get stuff, cut off those relationships, got rid of those numbers, moved out of that state. There's no freaking way. That's another reason why I don't want to make a bunch of friends here, is because it's just not worth it to me to even think about possibly having that option. You know, I feel like I could say without a doubt that I wouldn't want it, but you just never know, man. If you're having a bad day and you get a text from somebody saying, "Hey, do you need this or want this?" or you run into somebody, it triggers you. Ooh, I'm so thankful I don't have to deal with that, you know, and I'm so thankful to be in the position that I am in, to be on such a tiny little tiny dose of Suboxone. I'll take this life any fucking day over that bullshit life. That is not life. That is living hell if you're going through that flip flop shit. And if you are, you're not ready to get off Suboxone. I'll say it for like the 10th time in this video. I'm trying to think what else. If you are, I'm trying to think of the other way. If you took pain medication and then took Suboxone, I don't think it's as risky that way, but still, you want to make sure that you're pretty much in withdrawal from whatever one you're taking before you take the other one, because they will interact, they will block each other out. And if you're taking high doses of opiates, you are messing with fire and you're risking death, or something close to death. So, anyways, I hope you guys got some good information from this. I'm just probably nailing a point home that you already know, but I just want to just make sure that you guys understand how serious this is. And go ahead and have yourself a great day. Thanks, guys.